Sean checking in with you guys, and hey you guys, hey Beyond Fearless. But I just wanted to say thank y'all first for being a part of the team, because you don't have to be here with me, you don't have to give me a chance to lead you all, and the fact that you are, I just appreciate. I want to do this vision for you guys and tell you what the vision behind Beyond Fearless is. So I made Beyond Fearless because I felt like so many different young entrepreneurs get so passed away and not noticed as much, and a lot of young entrepreneurs have no knowledge in what it is really to be in a business. I don't know much about it, but I've learned and I've had experience with failure, and I've had trials and tribulations enough to know the basics to help someone else that needs to know the information too. Now, of course, I can't get into numbers. Of course, I can't give you numbers, but I can most definitely do my best at giving you the knowledge you need to step into a business and at least proceed in it and have a healthy, fresh start. Business can be very stressful. It can be so overwhelming, especially when you're trying to first start out. And then on top of that, business seems so easy until it starts getting into financing. Because once you start getting into your pockets and you see how much money it takes to have a business, that's when people fail and that's when people fall back. And I don't want people to fall back. That's the whole vision of my team, to help people to be strong in their business and to be confident in it as well, because having a lot of failures and having a lot of issues in your business, it can scare you enough to make you feel like you're not doing enough. It can scare you to make you feel like you shouldn't do this at all, and I hate that feeling because I personally had to go through that, and to be honest with you, I'm still going through it. So it's not nothing bad to go through it, because everybody's gonna go through it. You're gonna go through it when you first start, unless you're just some rich person who had the money off rip. I'm gonna be honest with you, you're not gonna have no issues with marketing, because you can do that. It's free to market yourself. You're not gonna have no issues with putting yourself out there. The issue is gonna be the money, and that's just my opinion, and everybody else has their own say so about this business life. But I feel like in a business atmosphere, when you first start out as a fresh starter with no bit of knowledge of this, your biggest issue is going to be financing. And I feel like the best way to finance is saving. Before you start, at least get your numbers out. Get your quotation out over what you're going to need to spend, how much you're going to need to spend, and then check it off. Make sure you're writing a checklist, because we be saying we're going to do stuff and we don't even write a checklist. And I think that helps, because it helps for me. Writing a checklist to check off things that you know are very important, those things that you feel like you want to do but you just don't know how to proceed. A lot of times we have all those things in our head and we don't know how to push it out, and the best way to do that is doing some type of plot on your paper, getting a notebook, writing down notes, jotting down your feelings every time that you feel a certain type of way about your business. Anything you feel like you need to correct, always write it down and study your business. Please study your business. Study behind your business. Do your research. Don't go out here starting businesses and you haven't done your research behind it. I've had failures in that. I'm telling you from experience. I've had failures with starting a business and then not really having a full mental study on what I want to start, and then I do it and be like, oh dang, it was deeper than that, and I fall back. I didn't have nobody like me telling y'all to keep going or giving myself advice. I used to reach out to people and try to get help from so many different people, but no one wanted to help me because I was so small business. I had a small business. I didn't have that many followers. No one wanted to notice me at all. It was so hard to just get some type of flinch of notice. No, my business isn't perfect. No, it's not fully running completely yet. But I've had progress from where I first started, and it started because I just did my own research. Don't be afraid of researching things on your own, because I'm noticing a lot of people would ask questions that are on Google. I had several different group chats, and I had people who would be asking questions that obviously can be found on Google. Do not be afraid to go on Google. Google is your best friend in this business industry, and YouTube. I'm gonna be honest with you, those two factors, YouTube and Google, they're gonna be your best friend in this business industry, because you're gonna go for YouTube to get an understanding of everything, and then you're gonna go to Google to get the research behind it. So I feel like it's a lot besides just buying your products and putting it out there, because you can have all the followers in the world, but not good not have a good business mindset and not really know what you're doing. And I learned this from a friend. Some people know how to hustle, but some people don't have a business mentality. And I've noticed in this industry, a lot of people just know how to hustle. A lot of people just know how to get their products out their hand. You gotta also have a business atmosphere of it too. I've noticed as well, I'll approach a person about a business, and they're in their business, and I'm approaching them with a question, and they're responding with an attitude. That's because they don't have the business attitude about it. They just have the hustle attitude. Don't be like that. You want to be in a business for real, you got to have both. You got to have a hustle in your heart, and you got to have the grind in your mental. You got to be willing to do both at once. And if you can't do that, I'm be honest with you, you're not really an entrepreneur. You're not an entrepreneur, and I'm tired of people saying that they're entrepreneurs and they're not. If you don't have the business aspect down of what's behind being an entrepreneur, you don't get the opportunity to title yourself as an entrepreneur, period. And I say that in the most humble way because I see so many different people who have that beautiful, beautiful business, but the attitude behind it sucks. And, can't do that, I'm sorry. Mindset. But the attitude, it just can't. I don't really kind of understand, why is it so hard for people to want to research things? But not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to go out and do the work. Beyond Fearless, I want to go over some major details. The first thing I want to go over is 3 main factors in your business that you need to do. First thing first is respect. I'm going to just blank that out because that's not even on a scale of 1 to 10. It's not even on a scale. The scale has broken. Always give the most fullest respect, because what people don't understand is respect goes a long way. Maybe with you communicating to me effectively and talking to me, there may be a change in something we're doing. I had a situation, no name said. I had a situation where a girl didn't want to be in part of the group because of something she saw. I explained to her. I helped her understand what it was. I communicated with her, and she's in the group. Because I didn't let go. I remembered that, oh wait, I'm a human. No, I'm a human also. People in business forget that, and they forget that they're human, and that, yeah, you have a multi-million-dollar business, but you're still human. You still struggle and go through things just like everybody else. You're no different from nobody else. And I think that now in this generation where a lot of people who have a productive and successful business, they get on this pedestal where they forget where you came from. You started where we started. I don't care what kind of information you got and did on your own. You started where we started too. So humble yourself. And that's how I am. I'm humble because I know I started at the bottom. I'm not far, but I've came from where I am. And because of that, I know a little bit of knowledge. I know the basics of how to at least hold a business and at least have a stability in your business. At least I know those 2 factors. And I feel like once you get those 2 factors down, the other business aspects will learn. You'll understand and you'll learn to catch up with everything that's in detail. But number 1, respect. If you don't have respect, there is no business. No one on this earth wants to work with rude people. I don't care who you are, what you're trying to sell, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to look like. No one's going to respect you based off of what your business looks like. I don't care that you do top dot lashes. I don't care that your lace frontals are $150. And that's another thing. Make sure your prices add up with your attitude. That part. Because it's a lot of entrepreneurs who are taxing people, but you're slow. It's a lot of people who's taxing people, but you're rude. And that's not cool. That rhymes. So, number 2. I know I said I was going to do 3, but actually I think I want to do 5. I have 5 main factors. But number 2 is dedication. And I say dedication because I used to be the type of person that would literally hop from different businesses. I didn't know how to just pick. I had to stop myself and literally say to myself, okay, what you doing wrong? What is it that you need to do to stick to one thing? Because you all over the place, girl. And I'm be honest, I had to tell myself that, girl, you is all over the place. You need to slow down. You really need to slow down and figure out what kind of business you want to have, because you all over the place. Honest truth. I used to tell myself, I had to sit myself down and say, Sean, you're doing too much. You need to figure out what you want to do for real, because you are all over the place. And once I did that, I saw, okay, This is the business I want. This is what comes behind this business if I wanted to do it. This is how much money I'm going to have. And once I started to really put myself in a situation, I had to literally take myself out of reality and put myself in business, because I was just all over the place, just not like, I just couldn't pick it, and I had to stop. So dedicate yourself to being in whatever you want to do. I don't care if you don't ever let some simple-minded person tell you you shouldn't have multiple businesses. What is being an entrepreneur if you're not gonna have 5 businesses? You stop calling yourself an entrepreneur if your attitude doesn't match up with your business. Your business has to match up with your attitude. Your money, your prices, them prices that you're charging at $500 frontal, you need to make sure that your attitude matches up with that. Because no one gives you, I don't care who you are. I don't care what type of person you are. No one gives you money when you're rude to them. So remember that in business, when being dedicated to it as well, don't be so dedicated about your business and your rules and how you float, and you don't have sympathy for other people. Because you can be so dedicated about something that you forget where you came from. And like I said in the last clip, be humble, because you don't know, who you talking to and who wanted to purchase something from you. And as well as complaints, handle complaints accordingly to how you would want someone to handle your complaint. If someone came to you with a complaint, it's not your chance to argue them down about how they feel. It's your chance to fix it. It's your chance to figure out an agreement with that individual on how you can come about resolving the situation. It's not time for you to just bounce. Oh, I'm gonna block you. I ain't got time to argue. Some things aren't about arguing. Sometimes you gotta learn to communicate, and you gotta learn to talk to people. Because if you don't, you're gonna lose clients like that. I never was rude to people. I don't be rude to people. You're gonna have to get me. You're gonna have to do something to me. If I go off on you, you obviously put me there. I don't let people get me out of my character. I get out of my character when I want to. And that's the thing with these businesses as entrepreneurs. Don't let people get you out of your character. Some people want free stuff, and they gonna have an attitude just to get it. But don't let them get you out of your character. It's a way to tell a person, get gone, without saying get gone. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Let go of your pride. All that pride that you got in your business, I don't need no help, I don't want nobody to help me, that is out of the door. Once you start a business, once you start a real business and you're really serious about your business, for real, all that pride and not wanting to get help, not wanting to go out and ask questions, not wanting to do your research because you think you know it all, let me tell you, you don't know it all. Unless you did go to college. And I'm sorry, I didn't go to college for business, so I don't know it all. I ain't finna sit here and say I do. But I don't. So because I don't, I'm not gonna close out help. If someone, and criticism, accept it. Swallow that pride and accept it. Because you can be frustrated in a situation. I'm always been that way. I'm frustrated in a situation, talking to somebody, I'm upset, I'm not hearing them clearly, but always remember, with me, I'm listening. What you saying is right here. It's gonna always be in the back of my head, just in case down the road I'm like, dang, you know what? I might have disagreed, but that was a pretty dope idea. Let me try that out. Because listen to your criticism. You ain't gotta always approve and change, but you need to listen, because you might be using something that somebody told you might be beneficial down the road, and you want to make sure that you grasp everything. I'm a person who asks about 10,000 questions before I achieve something, because I need to know everything. I like to be confident in what I do. Even when I'm at work, I like to be confident. I'm gonna ask you 10 questions. I don't care if you get mad at me. I need to know. I need to be top notch at this job. You know, every job I've had, they've seen leadership skills in me, because I've always been fearless in it. I need to know every detail. I need to know every job I've left can tell you. Sean knows this job from the front and back of her hand. I can promise you. I can go back to any jobs I've left and know it off rip. So, be very mindful of that, because a lot of people have so much pride and they forget that you are, new to this. So You're not gonna know everything, so you kind of might want to open up and accept that criticism, because you'll be surprised you've been doing something wrong the whole way. Accept criticism. It can go a long way. It can go a very long way if you accept it. You don't have to always change, just accept to hear it. We kind of already talked about communication, but that was number 4. So number 4 is communication. I feel like communication, some people think communication is arguing. Seriously. I wish I could show you an example, but it would be really hard for me to kind of show you a scenario. I guess I can say, for example, let's say that I was in a situation where I couldn't make it to my appointment. Okay, so my client, let's say it's 4:23 here in Atlanta. So let's say my appointment is at 5 o'clock. It's 4:23. Okay, communication. So let's say I already knew it was a possibility I may or may not have to pick somebody up. My friend. Let's say my best friend. So let's just say my best friend calls me out of nowhere. I need you now. I thought I didn't need you, but I need you. So now I gotta go pick my best friend up. This is my fault now. If anything were to take place in me and my hairstylist or whoever I'm going to get to go to this appointment, my hairstylist, let's just say it's my hairstylist. If my hairstylist got mad at me, would it be her fault or my fault? My fault. If you said her fault, you're wrong. It's my fault. It's my fault because I didn't communicate with her earlier this morning and told her, hey, I might have to cancel and push back because I got blah, blah, blah. And maybe she would have been like, okay, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know. Communicate. Talk to people. Talk to who you booking. I don't care if you booking to get your hair done. Talk. Communicate. Let people know what you got to do. Because if you don't let me know, baby, how I'm supposed to know you had to pick your kids up at 6? I'm thinking you just didn't come to my appointment because you just was rude. Whole time it wasn't like that. And I think sometimes people are scared to be more honest in their business because they're scared that they're going to lose a client. But you got to be mindful. If that client wanted to really be in your business, they would have stayed. They would have most definitely understood. And all good money ain't great money. All money you get and that looks good is not always good. You might have needed that $500 booking. She booked you, that's $500, you might, but I'd rather you had communicated, because now you finna lose a customer and your money. You know what I'm saying? Communicate, always, because instead, you might have still got your money, and she might have just rebooked until she can come again, because people are genuine. People really are genuine when you really communicate. Communicate, y'all. I'm telling you, you're gonna communicate. To be open to different stuff. Y'all, I stress this as much as I can. Be open to trying different stuff. You would be so surprised if you just opened up and tried something that you weren't used to doing. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know I could do logos. I tried it and it was so fun and I liked it. It was so fun. I got to be so creative. I helped myself see different things in myself that I didn't know I really love. But that won't come if you're so self-centered and you don't want to open up about different things. Don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid of your talent. I used to be afraid of my talent. I didn't have confidence in my talent. I didn't have confidence in my business. I didn't have confidence at all. I was really self-centered about my business. Sometimes I still am, but I was really self-centered about it. I really felt like I couldn't do it. I felt like I didn't have the talent. I felt like I wasn't enough to do it. I felt like it was just irrelevant. I felt like it was no point. I used to see so many different people go further than me. We start at the same time. They get pushed, but I don't. And I just kept asking myself, what am I doing wrong? Never do that. Don't ever put yourself in a position where you have to ask yourself, what are you doing wrong? Never ask yourself, what are you doing wrong? Ask yourself, what can you do better? Once you focus on what you did wrong, you dig yourself into a depression with your business, and you don't want that stress. If you tell yourself what to do better, okay, you have that motive. That motive means focus. What I gotta do? What I gotta do to get to the race? What I gotta do to win? How fast I gotta run? But when you ask yourself that, listen, ask yourself, just listen to yourself say it. What did I do wrong? It just feels so dry, just cold. But when you ask yourself, what can I do better? like a brightness. It's like a joy that comes over you. Like, what can I do better? Okay, let me go try to do something better. And I'm telling you, always stay positive with everything you're doing, because I'm a person who will doubt myself. I'm the hardest. Everybody in my family, everybody, my boyfriend, he will tell I'm the hardest person on myself. But you gotta be. But sometimes you gotta ease up, and I'm learning that too. Ease up a little bit, because you don't always have to be that hard on yourself. Sometimes you gotta give yourself a break. I'm so glad you guys tuned in. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram at Beyond Fearless. And if you're a young girl and you have a business and you're looking for mentorship, or you're looking for help, or someone to just lean on in your business, girl, come on over. We're here for you. All right, y'all. Have a good one.